Sawadee Cap, it's Perry here from Thinglish Lifestyle, and in this video I'm going to explore wild edibles. I live in rural Thailand, and often see people on the side of the road. Sorry, there's lots of mosquitoes here today. Often see people in the side of the roads and they're foraging. So I've took it upon myself to find out what they're looking to eat. And so this video is actually going to be in two parts. So the first one is going to be on my farm and the wild edibles that are self-populating on the farm. I'm going to see a few of those, and then later on we're going to join my wife and my dogs, and we're going to have a walk down the road and just see what's in the hedgerows roadside. So stay with us. The first wild edible plant I found on my farm is this fishtail palm. Now this fishtail palm, as you can see, there was 3 or 4 palm trees growing from here, and I cut them down very roughly, cleared all this area actually, and cut them all down just so I could plant other things like moringa and cacao. And I only found out recently that this is edible, and the only way the only part that's actually edible is the center part of the stem of the tree. So you have to cut it down to access it, and it's a white starch kind of substance, so it's very high in carbohydrate. So it's kind of a survival food that I guess not many people eat, because you have to kill the tree to get to it, and it's quite prickly tree actually, if I remember rightly. But anyway, it's growing back. I'll probably no need to keep it. As I say, I've kind of replanting this part of the garden. But fishtail palm is an edible plant if you ever need it. Here's another fishtail palm. Again, I cut this one down too. It's growing a bit back a little bit quicker. Obviously the name comes from the leaves, the pattern. Here's another interesting wild edible plant we have here, and this is a hairy eggplant. So these are actually ripe as well. Let me give you a close-up. That's in focus. So these are green, and when they go ripe they turn to this orangey colour, and they've got a hairy or spiky outer skin. But you can see from the leaves and the flowers, there's a flower there, and there's a green one there as well actually. It looks exactly like a normal kind of eggplant, but yeah, these wild ones are hairy. This one's got a hole. Let me just pick up that leaf. We've got a whole branch there with some hairy eggplants. I'm getting hair envious. They've got more than my head. Not tried these yet, but we'll do at some point. Here's another popular plant, a wild edible down on our farm, and it's called betel leaf. And basically with the betel palm, or mac palm as it's known as in Thailand, people like to eat this. I've never tried it, but what they do, they pick these off, and then they have a mixture of all these herbs and spices and meat, and they put it in here and then use it as a wrap basically. So I'm told it's very nice. Also the nuts from the mac palm, and the mac palm kind of looks like this. I am shooting into the sun, there's one right there. These nuts fall from the tree great distance, and people chew those, so they use these leaves as well. Chewing the mac gives them a little bit of a high. See the old ladies in Thailand with red mouths chewing this, so they're like that. But anytime we get some Thais coming around to the farm, they see this big clump here, and they love it. I always give them some. I actually took a load of cuttings now as well, so I can give them a plant to go away with, and they can plant themselves and get some going at home. So there it is, betel leaf. Actually, I just spotted another wild edible one here at the betel fern, betel leaf, and it's this creeper, this little vine here. This one's a bit dog-eared and eaten, but it's got some flowers on as well. But this, it's all over here, look, everywhere. So this, I have eaten several times. So you just collect up loads of this, and then it goes into a soup, and very delicious and nutritious it is too. I don't remember the name of that though, but I'll be able to find the name and put it on the screen. So I don't know what that is, but it is good. I can vouch for that. I've tried it myself many times. Now this is a tree. I actually planted this one at the farm. It's grown very, very well, and but these grow all over Thailand in the wild too, and it's called a bilimbi, and it has some small fruit. It's got none on it at the moment. I took some off 2-3 weeks ago. I can't see any more now, but when it fruits, it's a small fruit and it's super sour, but it's really nice when they are dried out and then eaten as a dry snack. To eat them straight off the tree, Thai generally put them with some sugar and things like that, but we don't. But I bought it initially. I didn't know it was an edible plant, but I like it because I just like the leaves. It's very beautiful. Looks nice. Grows very well. Took some cuttings of that recently as well. So there we go. Bilimbi. Okay, the next wild edible plant is this ficus, species ficus, and these grow in very lots of jungle situations. We've got a lot around our farm actually, and they produce a beautiful flower once a year, just once. But the young leaves, when they first come out, they are sort of browny red, and then they turn green and get pretty huge and keep growing and growing. Chickens are coming across to see what's happening. But I'm told the young leaves are edible. They don't have much taste, but they are edible. So again, ficus species. Here's another ficus plant on our farm. That's probably 9, maybe 10 feet high. And if we look closely, it's got a little bird nest in there. Probably a sunbird. Okay, the next wild edible plant needs no introduction. It of course is the coconut. Coconuts grow just about everywhere, really poor land, and the coconut, you can eat the meat or you can drink the water, it's full of electrolytes, and the tree's got a gazillion uses. So that's just one there. This plant here is not an edible, but it's from South America and it's called the lipstick tree. You can see, it's not for this video really, but inside here, it's a bit dried out, that one, but inside there it's got loads of seeds, and when they're super fresh you can just paint yourself red. So, but I've got a few of these potted around. Beautiful plant, interesting to have around. Okay, this plant I've actually let get really tall to see how far or how high it would actually grow, and this is probably 12 or 15 feet now, and I believe it's a taro. So the edible part of a taro is down there. You need to dig it up, you need the root. It's a rhizome, I believe. So we have these popping up all over the place. I'm usually cutting them back, but I let this one go. It's just to see how far it was. And they have, when they're young, they have really, really beautiful leaves. It's getting a bit eaten now. But maybe one day I'll dig it up and plant a... Well, actually, I've got a cacao tree next to it, so I'm just using it for shade while it's growing. But I'll cut it down at some point in the future. So it'll be a meal and some mulch. Perfect. No edible video would be complete without the mushrooms. And you can see there's mushrooms and various other growths on this piece of wood here. Now, with any edibles, of course, unless you are 100% certain of what it is, do not eat it. Lots of plants look similar to what you might think you're picking, and it might be something totally different, and you might get, you know, an upset stomach, or might even kill you in the worst case scenario. So be very, very careful. I have no idea what these are, but I just see these. I was just rambling through the garden. So yeah, wild edible mushrooms. If you know what you're looking for, then I know where I live. People go out all the time, as I say. I see people foraging for food all the time, so it's got me interested in what's available out there. Nice knowledge to have. Here we have some butterfly pea. These flowers here. I don't know if this was planted or it actually just grew here. But these are really good for making teas, and you can eat them as they are. I've done that before. So they're very beautiful. Grows really well. It's a nice cover kind of crop. So just letting that go there. Looks good. And they have pods as well. So these are green now, and then when they dry out and go brown, you can pick these, dry them out, and then you have seeds for butterfly pea. I've actually got some at the moment, so if you want some, let me know and I'll send you some. But that's butterfly pea. Nice. Another edible grown at the farm. There, the gates are these hibiscus. I think I planted this one, but again, there's lots of hibiscus, roselles, another variant. That you can eat the flowers, and you can eat some of the leaves, I think. So yeah, it's a nice flower to have around. I originally got this one, I believe, just for the bees. But multiple uses, all good. Another edible plant here in Thailand is, of course, the pandan. So pandan grass, and this is used for many things. You can boil the leaves, make some nice sweet tea. It's used to wrap meats before cooking to give them an extra flavour. It's used as a mosquito repellent, and as just general wrappings and things like that. It's very beautiful, and it grows readily near water, likes a lot of water, and grows wild, and it's used a lot in gardens as well, just as an ornamental kind of plant. So we have some behind our kitchen, so it's easily readable when we need it. But yeah, really good pandan grass. Makes lovely ice creams and cakes and all kinds of stuff. So that's pandan. And another classic wild edible plant in Thailand is the banana. So this is a big old rack forming here, and there's the flower. So we can eat the flower. We can chop that off now. Can eat that. Chicken and coconut sauce, coconut soup. Often the bananas. Now Thai bananas, the wild bananas, are generally quite small, and they have a lot of big seeds in them. so that sometimes they're almost impossible to eat because of the seeds. I guess you can crunch them up. I don't particularly like the experience. Not many people do, from what I know, but they are there, good, excellent source of carbohydrate, and bananas can be found pretty much everywhere in Thailand. The leaves are also used for all kinds of things. We're going to use them for fermentation of cacao, and they're used for wrappings and packaging. Very versatile plant. My geese actually love eating them as well. So we've got bananas all over. So with most bananas that you get from a supermarket, they're a Cavendish variety, and they've been modified so they have no seeds, or very, very small seeds that you can hardly see. But these wild ones are, oh, a nice butterfly there as well, look. Beautiful. So these wild ones do have seeds, and we've also got some red bananas and the praying ham bananas. In fact, right here is a very small praying ham bananas, and you can see the leaves are actually very different to the other ones. I've got a bigger praying ham bananas. This is another praying ham bananas. So this one might be getting ready to fruit. Sometimes they shoot up a bigger than normal leaf, and then they start sending out the flower. So this one likes it in this spot. And also, while we're here, you can see there's it looks like a jungle here. But you can see this plant here is another taro. There's another one behind it, quite tall one. Don't know what that was. The electric somewhere. But there's also another wild banana there with a very, very small flower. You can see that. Very, very tiny. Anyway, it's a holiday here, so people are playing silly buggers, throwing firecrackers around, I think. But anyway, we will pick up the video again tomorrow in the morning when we take the dogs for a walk, and we'll be with Kater, and we'll see what foraging there is on the side of the roads. So I'll catch you a bit later. Okay, so we're at part 2 of the video, which is on our daily morning walk with the dogs, and the first plant on our route on the side of the road is just over there. So let's go check it out. Okay, so the first plant I showed you briefly earlier on, and it's this creeping vine, this ivy gourd vine. What do you call it in Thai, honey?
Tam lung.
Tam lung in Thai. So you get these flowers, these beautiful little flowers, and then you get the fruit, and the fruit is small, and it looks like this, and it gets a little bit bigger, and it looks like that, and then it turns red. Yeah, and then the birds take them. Oh yeah, there's one eaten by the birds already. But for us humans, we don't really eat that fruit. We just eat the young, trying to look for the young leaves, these young tender shoots here. Make a great soup, yeah. So there we go, just on the side of the road, a feast for everyone, birds and us. Okay, just at the side of the road, and here we have loads of wild bananas. This was all down this road. Okay, so this bush or tree, it's prolific. Now I know what it is. I actually see it everywhere and on the sides of the road, just about everywhere I go. What's this called, Kater? Kating Aron. So these are the young pods. These are very young at the moment. See, it's all just flowering up and then producing the pods. So what part of the tree do you eat here, honey? What part of the tree?
Yes, that's the bean.
See these beans?
Yeah.
So these are the beans.
They're too young.
So they're very young. But when those pods grow a little bit more, there'll be beans in there. You can just see them just forming. They're very, very young. You can see quite clearly in that one. And yeah, you eat the pods. Do you eat the leaves or anything like that?
Yes, some people will eat this.
Some
like
people.
this.
Oh, right, some of the new shoots again, like this. And what would you do with this? The soups?
No, that's a paper.
Stir fry?
Boil it and
Oh, you boil
with
them.
chili paste.
Ah, boil them with chili.
And eat with chili.
Cool. So I imagine it's a good nitrogen fixer as well. I think it's a leguminous tree, so good for the garden. But you don't need to put them in the garden. There's on every roadside you go to, literally everywhere. Just see it down there. One motorcycle disappears in the distance. Oh, good. There's a lot of morning glory I see somewhere as well on the ground.
Yeah.
It's more near the water. Yeah. Anyway, that's the young shoots here. A feast. If you're getting food from the roadside though, do wash it before consuming. It's a beautiful day. What have we got here? Yeah. This, I think it's some kind of palm. I actually don't even know what this is called, but it's got some really nasty little spikes on it. But the leaves are used in wrapping food, so you can't eat it. Yeah, it's kind of like a banana leaf in that respect, just to wrap in food. But it's highly prized, and actually this one's got some flowers coming on it as well. Look all up here. Where is it? Can I get you? That's going to be nice in a few weeks, a few days. But again, this is just kind of stood in a bit of a dike. That's the water. Grow anywhere. We've got some growing around a pond at the farm as well. And this is not wild, but it pretty much is. We did plant it. It's at the top of our road. And that's a nice pineapple. Be ready in a few days. Beautiful, tasty, and no chemicals. So then if we just go, we've got a little lotus pond here, and let's go and check that out. So here, there's a beautiful sacred lotus flower, and you can eat these. You can pretty much eat every part of this plant.
Yeah, that's green.
Yeah, the stems, the roots, and the piece, the center of that flower, all the bees are hammering around. That grows up and goes green and has some nice seeds in there, more like a bean, and you can eat them raw or boil them up. I eat them raw, just give them a wash and eat them. They're really good. So lotus flowers. Really good. This is what it looks like just before it opens. Very, very beautiful flower. And it's huge. And that's in our little lotus pond. The water's going down quickly now the rain stopped. Let's get in. And there's a native stingless type bees around it as well. So we've got several of these bee nests and bee boxes around both our properties, and you get some really priced honey from those bees as well. So beautiful. And here is some butterfly pea just growing on the fence. Butterfly pea makes a great tea, colorant, different things. See what else is around. some ferns here. There is some ferns that you can eat, but I'm not sure if these are. I have really no idea. I have to research more. Alright, more bananas, ferns, pineapple. What else is here? So many different things. Cha om from that fence. It's cha om. And just up here, there's some great bamboo. Let me find the bamboo. So here is some old bamboo. I don't know what that was. Anyway, it's big thick bamboo. It's as thick as my legs. But these, let me get across here. Hopefully there's no snakes. These shoots that come up here. All these shoots. These are what people eat. These are prized. So you can see these on Thai markets, but they just grow like this. And they get to kind of that size over there, maybe 18 inches long, and then they're cut down towards the ground, and then they're bored up and eaten. So bamboo, oh, there's a nice one here. Let's take a close up. So bamboo, not just food for pandas, also good wild edible food, easily found in Thailand. It's nice and cool under here as well. So that's just a few wild edibles, just on a very short walk with our dogs, not far from where we live. So plenty of food around if you know where to look for, and the more I dive into this subject, the more I find. So don't think I'll be going hungry anytime soon. So if you find that video informative, if you know any other Thai foods, wild edibles, then let me know in the comments below. Like and share, appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Just when you thought it finished, and just walked a little bit further down the road, and I just found another popular wild edible plant in Thailand, and this is the turkey berry. It's not really a berry, but let me just pull this branch over. These are what we eat, and these are a kind of key ingredient to a Thai green curry, Kan Keo Wan. So there we go. Let's just grow wild. Actually growing wild in my garden, but I let it grow wild. It's all good. You never know when you need them.